Let's talk about some rules. Who rules? Who cares? I do. What's up, Fin fans? So, yesterday, I think it was yesterday or the day before, the NFL at the owners' meeting, they passed a new rule. And this rule is very important. So there's some new rules that are going to be implemented in 2019. There's a few rules that one got tabled, one got just smushed. Like, no, you're dumb. We're not doing that. But before I talked about the NFL new rule changes, there's two things I want to just address. Number one, there was an article that came out about the fact that last year the Dolphins tried to trade for Stafford. Everyone is like, Dolphins are dumb. Adam Gase is dumb. I can't believe he would try to give anything up for Stafford. I didn't read the article because, for one, Adam Gase isn't with the team anymore. Mike Tannenbaum isn't with the team anymore. And those were the guys who had to deal with free agency. Greer was draft. Tannenbaum was free agency and contracts, and so was Adam Gase. He had complete control of the 53-man roster. So the two guys who made the stupidest things happen are not there anymore. So the whole trade for Stafford thing, I didn't read it. I honestly didn't read the article because it just doesn't pertain to right now. It doesn't pertain to what the Dolphins are doing. It doesn't pertain to the future of the Dolphins and where they're moving forward and how they have a head coach right now who's not a complete idiot. So, second thing that Sun Sentinel put out, they put an article out. They're talking about a few things like practice squad, the practice dome, and some other things. But the Pro Bowl, because the Super Bowl is going to be played in Miami this year. They want to play the Pro Bowl in Miami, all that stuff. But the one thing that really caught my eye is the Dolphins are going to add another alternative jersey to their repertoire. So you got the aqua and white, right? You got the throwback that everyone loves. They even said in the article, everyone loves the throwback. Now they're throwing another alternative in. Now, could that be a white throwback? Could that be the orange jersey that some people love and some people hate? I'm one of the, I don't hate it, but I would prefer them to go to this logo and bring that as an alternate. I want them to go back to that logo and the throwback still stay as a throwback because it's nice little classy. I don't know what that was. That's what I got for you so far with some little treats I gave you. Now let's get into these new NFL rules. There's a very big important rule that I'm going to save for last because I got to talk about it. There's a lot of things I want to talk about with this rule. You guys already know. I don't know if I made it the title or not. Probably not because suspense. But let's talk about some that are now implemented. There was 7, but some of them were like, I'm just like, I don't care. Like some of them I just didn't care. One of them is the kickoff is now permanent. Last year, it was a test. It was a probation period with the kickoff rule. There's like a 15-yard cushion from contact with the runners and the blockers, and there's all this. It's now permanent, essentially, because they've come to the conclusion that a lot of the concussions and a lot of injuries happen during kickoff, so they're trying to make it more safe. Also, the other thing that is now illegal is the blindside blocks. They're now illegal because it's shown, I think it was like 35% of the concussions are coming from blindside blocks. And essentially what a blindside block is you can't come up from your own end zone, I think it is, or you can't come from the side and block someone in the head or shoulder area with your head or shoulder area. So I'll find some blindside blocks if I can, and I'll put them here to show you what I'm talking about, where the guy doesn't see where it's coming from. He's running to try to make a tackle, and then boom. Hines Ward was really good at doing blindside blocks because he would just lay people out of nowhere. Those are now illegal. So now let's talk about the two things that got squashed, and then we'll talk about the major thing that is brand spanking new that needed to be implemented a very long time ago. One thing that has been tabled, I think they said until May, is Kansas City has proposed the overtime rule where each team gets a chance to have the ball. Now, me personally, I don't like this rule. Now, in college, I don't hate it because it's college and it's been in college forever. But me personally, like the Patriot and Chiefs playoffs game, right? The Patriots ran the same goddamn play like 20 times on their last like 3 touchdown drives. And the Chiefs did absolutely nothing to change their defensive scheme to affect it. Drove me nuts. The defensive coordinator got fired for it. So then all of a sudden you lose the kickoff to the Patriots. Okay, you haven't stopped them on defense once. You scored, they would score. You scored, they would score. You scored, they would score. It was back and forth. Why would you think that it would, like, the game would still be going on right now? So no, especially with the Chiefs, because they think that, we didn't get a chance to the ball. That's because you weren't good enough. Your defense wasn't good enough to stop the Patriots once. If the Chiefs would have stopped the Patriots once in the last 5 minutes, maybe 6 minutes of that playoff game, the Chiefs would have went to the Super Bowl. I'm not kidding you. It was at one point, I think there was like 2 minutes left in the game, and the Chiefs were up by 4. They needed to stop the Patriots once. There was the interception that was offsetted because he was offsides, the defensive end. You needed to stop him once, and you couldn't, and that's why you didn't go to the Super Bowl. Again, you needed to stop him one more time in overtime, and you couldn't. So I like that they changed it a while back that a field goal doesn't win overtime. You have to, if the first possessing team scores a touchdown, that's the only way it ends. If not, then they can't march down and kick a field goal, because back in the day they would just get the ball and go to the 45, the 30, 40, 30 and just kick a field goal, win the game. That's BS. If your defense is not good enough to stop them from scoring a touchdown, then you're not good enough to win. That's the way I see it, because for a fact, if the tables were turned and the Chiefs marched down the field and scored a touchdown and beat the Patriots, a lot of us would say, boo-hoo, boo-hoo, keep crying, you should have stopped them once, blah, blah, blah. So for me, and this is my opinion, you can have a difference of opinion, you don't got to get yelling at me. I like the overtime rules as they are, that you have to stop them from scoring a touchdown, and then after that, first score wins. I like it that way. I don't think that each team needs to get the ball once. And again, if that happens to the Dolphins, then they weren't good enough to stop them. Look at what happened with the Dolphins and the Bears in overtime. Dolphins went down the field, should have scored a touchdown. Kenyon Drake fumbles. Kenyon Drake even thought, we all thought the game was over. The Bears marched down the field, and then they start playing conservative and trying to go for the field goal to win, which was dumb as hell. Had Cody Parkey try to kick like a 50-something yard, 50-something yard field goal. He misses, Dolphins end up winning. It's, see what I'm saying? So, overtime rule, I think it should stay the way it is. If you score a touchdown, you win. If not, give the ball to the other team, see what they can do. The other rule that was completely kiboshed, they were no-go, was Denver came up with the onside kick rule. And I think what that was is kind of what the AAF is doing, where instead of having an onside kick, it's 4th and 12 from like your own 45. I like that rule. I don't understand why it got voted down very quickly. I like that rule. I like that the AAF is doing that, because essentially it's 4th and 12, right? Instead of trying to kick the ball and pray to God that it bounces a certain way to your guy, you can have a design play for 4th and 12. You can have a bunch of design plays for 4th and 12s, audibles, and gives you a better chance at getting the ball back to potentially win the game. But that was completely kiboshed. So those are the two. One was tabled, which is the overtime rule that the Kansas City Chiefs voted for, which each team gets one possession, which, again, I told you, if it happens, I'm not going to be like, this is stupid, I'm mad. If it happens, okay, cool, because then that means each team gets a chance. But I don't think it should change. The better team should win, and if you can't stop the team from scoring, then you don't deserve to win. And the other one is Denver with their, instead of onside kicks, it's 4th and 12. Let's get into the meat of the matter. Let's get into the thing that has been implemented, that has been voted on, 31-1. 31 teams said yes. 1 team said no. Mike Brown of the Bengals said no. Really, Bengals? And that is now offensive and defensive pass interference is reviewable and being able to be challenged. Thank you, Lord. The reason this is implemented is because of the Chiefs and Rams game. That Chiefs and Rams game, is the reason why every team voted for it, is the reason why the owners and the NFL let it be voted on, and that's why it's being pushed through for 2019 season. This was happening now, it would have been challenged, and it would have been called pass interference, and the Rams would have got the ball, and the Saints would have got the ball on the 1 yard line, first and goal, and they would have had 4 shots to run it in to win the game to go to the Super Bowl. So I really like this. I think it's really great. So essentially, if it's a pass interference, no call on offense or defense, I think regardless if it's a no call or call, you can challenge it. Again, you have 2 challenges, and then if it's in the 2-minute warning, it goes up to the booth review, which there has been so many games that have been won and lost by bad pass interference flags or no pass interference flags called. So the fact that this is now being implemented is a huge thing. It also I like it. I'm very happy it's happening. But the one thing that's going to make you go, huh, is Hail Marys now. Because back in the day, before you would be able to challenge pass interference calls, when there was 3 seconds left in the game and you would just chuck a Hail Mary into the end zone, a lot of times these defenders and a lot of times the offensive players would push off each other, try to get up and get the ball or smack the ball down. Those suckers are going to now be pass interference calls and can move it to the 1 yard line. So this is going to be really interesting, but I really like that now pass interference on offense and defense are challengeable calls, because there could be a huge touchdown pass. Refs throw up the touchdown hands, they go to place it for the extra point, and all of a sudden the guys upstairs on your team could be like, he straight elbowed, pushed off our defender to get that space to get that touchdown. Throw the flag and pass interference, 15 yards, I really, really like that they finally got this in there, and they finally, I don't want to be able to challenge everything. I don't want to be able to challenge, holding calls on offense, because it's just, if it's blatant, these refs need to open their eyes. But I feel like with taking the pressure of pass interference off of their shoulders, because now it's reviewable, maybe they'll focus on more things. Because as a Dolphins fan, watching these tackles hold our defensive ends all last season, sometimes it was so blatant. That Colts game where Branch was just being completely held and they won off of the play where he was being held. Oh, just so blatant. But they're making progress. Maybe in the future some other penalties will be reviewable, but you don't want the game to go on too long. So pass interference is now finally reviewable. I'm super pumped about that, and that is the rules that have been implemented. There's been 7 in a whole. If you follow me on Twitter, I posted all the 7. But those are them. Comment below. Let me know what you guys think of the alternate potential Dolphins jerseys, what you guys think it is, about the new rule change. Let me know what you guys think about the overtime rule. Do you think each team should get the ball once, or do you agree with me that if you're not good enough to stop them on offense on their first drive, then you're not good enough to win? And now you can't say, well, what if a pass interference happens, because now you got that rule. Also, let me know what you guys think of now pass interference is subject to being challenged and reviewed in the 2-minute warning. Comment below. Let me know what you guys think, and I'm going to get to one of your guys' comments of the day. And this comment comes from Charles Smith, and he says to me, Dougley, what's the real deal with Dwayne Haskins? Because I'm a big Ohio State fan. I love to see him come to Miami, but can't seem to get a real sense of what's going on with that realistic-wise. Any info would be greatly appreciated. Thanks. Fins up. Now, Charles, now I'm wondering, what's the real deal with Dwayne Haskins? I'm wondering if you're asking me, will he fall to us at 13? Is he bad? Is he good? What, are certain quarterbacks going to jump him? I'm assuming that's what you're asking me. If Dwayne Haskins is there at 13, me personally, I'm not a big fan of Dwayne Haskins. I'd also prefer the Dolphins to trade back if Haskins is there, because I could see a few teams that potentially would want to grab him. Redskins, who are only 2 spots behind at 15. We probably won't get much from them. Giants at 17. And again, you would say, then why wouldn't they take him at 6? Well, if you're at 6 and Nick Bosa's there, or Josh Allen's there, or Haskins is there, I'm pretty sure you're going to take Bosa Josh Allen or Haskins, or even, Quinnen Williams. Like one of those guys falls to you at 6, and then you have Haskins there. You're going to take one of them, but then you have the potential to get Haskins at 13. We'll take 17, you come up to 13, give us a 2 next year or something, and there you go, bing, bang, boom. You also have the Oakland Raiders could potentially try to move up if he's not taken, because I can see the Raiders taking a defensive player at 4. Again, some of these players in the top that would prefer to take these elite defensive players and let the quarterback happen could potentially want to trade back up into 13 to get Haskins, or, if another quarterback falls there. So I prefer to trade down, get some more cap space, because this draft is super deep at defensive linemen. So I would probably trade back, pick up some more picks for that year or next year. But for me personally, he's got a weird throwing motion, and he was completely surrounded by great receivers and great talent. I'm not saying he's a bad quarterback. I'm also not saying he's not a first-round talent. I'm not saying he's not going to be a very good quarterback. But me personally, I would prefer someone different than Haskins. I would prefer, especially this year, for building up the trenches, building up the offense and defensive line. But that's just me. I did a whole video on him, so if you want to go check that out, it's my prospects for the quarterbacks. But that is the video. Be sure to follow me on Twitter. Like I said to you guys, I have things happen. I tweeted out, all these articles, all the rule changes, the jersey changes, all that stuff. Tweeted out before I can make this video. So be sure to go over there, check it out. Follow me on Twitter. Be sure to follow the Bit Boys, putting videos out like crazy Monday through Friday. I got a ton of stuff planned for that. So be sure to go over there, check it out. If you like video games, check it out, subscribe. If not, that's cool. Don't feel like you need to. Give this video a thumbs up, because things are changing. These rule changes that they're implementing, I like a lot. The jerseys, I'm very excited to see what these jerseys are going to be, these alternate jerseys. I would really like them to go back to what we just came from's logo, have that be an alternate in there. I could see them doing that and then making it orange, but I prefer it not to be orange. But yeah, give this video a thumbs up. It also lets me know that you guys like what you're seeing. I'm still working on the giveaway. I'm still working with people on getting something to give you away. Also, picking you guys for the giveaway. So I'll let you guys know when the giveaway is happening, so you can, try to get it on the giveaway. But to be in on the giveaway, you got to subscribe. So subscribe if you're not subscribed already. I got so much planned for you guys. I got a video coming out for you guys Saturday. I feel like that's going to be a draft video. I have to do the offensive line, wide receivers. I can still do a lot of prospects videos. So I got a lot planned for you guys. So be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit the bell so you can get this stuff. Share the channel. Let's grow. I just broke 4,100. You guys are killing it with the subscribes. It makes me so happy. This giveaway is going to be awesome for you guys. So can't wait to do it. See you guys Saturday with a new video. But like usual, stay classy. Fins up.